Hello everyone, welcome to SimpleChem Secrets. How are you all? Hope you all are doing well. In our last video, we learned about atoms. In today's video, we are going to learn about molecules. Today we are discussing about types of molecules, properties of molecules, main types of bonds in molecules. Molecules, explained in a very simple way. Atoms combine together to form something bigger. Let's put this way. In our last video, we looked at Lego pieces. In today's video, we are going to combine different types of Lego pieces to make an object. Example, a spaceship. This object can be represented as a molecule, which is the combination of multiple different atoms. Combination of multiple different atoms like brick, sand, cement, wood, all coming to make a house. Some molecules are simple like oxygen, others are huge like DNA. It can be the air you breathe to the water you drink to the cells in your body. Let's dive into types of molecules. What are the types of molecules? Elemental molecule, which is made of same type of atom. Example, nitrogen. Compound molecules made of different types of atoms. Carbon dioxide. Organic molecules containing carbon, glucose, DNA, etc. Inorganic molecules, usually they don't contain carbon. For example, your table salt, sodium chloride. Polar molecules usually don't contain carbon. You come across with polar molecules every day in your life. Water, H2O. Non-polar molecules, no charge difference, don't mix with water. Like oxygen, methane. Water is called the universal solvent because its polar molecules can dissolve so many substances. That's why water is essential for life, or you can say water for life. Let's dive deep into the properties of molecules. Here's what makes a molecule: size and shape, polarity, bond strength. Size and shape. Some are simple like oxygen and others are huge like DNA. Polarity. Some have positive, negative sides which affects how they interact. Then bond strength. Bond strength depends on whether the bond is weak or strong. Strong bond, tight grip, hard to break. Weak bond, loose grip, easy to break. Hydrogen peroxide has weak bonds. It breaks down easily and reacts fast. That's why it fizzes when you put it on a cut. Let's dive further deep into main types of bonds in molecules. Main types of bonds are covalent bond, ionic bond, metallic bond, hydrogen bond. Let's discuss about covalent bonds. What is happening here? It is sharing of electrons are taking place. One of the strongest covalent bond formed between two carbon atoms in a diamond. People die for that. Have you ever thought that it is just a covalent bond formed between two carbon atoms? Another example is nitrogen gas, triple covalent bond. When a molecule has weak bonds, it's easier for those atoms to split up and form new bonds with other atoms. That's why we called it as a chemical reaction. Why does this matter to us? Molecules with weak bonds are like party guests who are always ready to mingle and more likely react with others. Whereas molecules with strong bonds are like loyal friends and they stick together and don't change easily. Ionic bond. In ionic bonding, one atom donates one or more electrons to another atom. The atom that loses electron becomes a positively charged ion, while the atom that gains electrons become a negatively charged ion. Example, when sodium reacts with chlorine, sodium transfers its single valence electron to chlorine. This creates a positively charged sodium ion and a negatively charged chloride ion. The electrostatic attraction between these ions forms the ionic bond in sodium chloride, which is your table salt. Metallic bonds. Metallic ions are simply metal atoms that have become positively charged by losing electrons. This process is fundamental to how metals react and form compounds. Electrons float freely among metal atoms. For example, in copper, which is very shiny, here the electrons move freely like a sea. That makes the metal shiny, conductive and malleable. Hydrogen bond. The two ingredients needed for a hydrogen bond are a donor and an acceptor. Hydrogen bond donor, here what is happening is the molecule that contain a hydrogen atom covalently bonded to a highly electronegative atom. Highly electronegative atom can be oxygen, nitrogen or fluorine. These three atoms, we can call them as electron greedy. They strongly pull the shared electrons in the covalent bond away from the hydrogen atom. This leaves the hydrogen atom with a partial positive charge. Whereas in case of hydrogen bond acceptor, it can be a different part of the same molecule or from another molecule that has a highly electronegative atom with at least one lone pair of electrons. This lone pair provides a partial negative charge. Hydrogen bond is very crucial in a DNA structure, and you might think, why these bonds matter to me? As a chemistry student, this matters a lot for you because this is what determines the molecular shape, reactivity, boiling point, melting point and biological function. Without bonds, atoms would float aimlessly. There will be no life, no matter, no magic. Thanks for watching.